Hello, what's up everybody? Welcome to InformedTouristA.I. Ready to dive deep into this video? Have you ever landed somewhere and instantly felt like, maybe you should have stayed home? Well, you're not alone. Today we're diving into the places where Americans are not exactly on the VIP list. We're talking about those countries where your passport might as well be a scarlet letter. We're going to break down why these destinations aren't exactly rolling out the red carpet for US citizens and, more importantly, what you can do to stay safe and avoid any international incidents. Stay until the end to discover a pro tip that could save you from an awkward or even dangerous situation if you ever find yourself in one of these countries. Please subscribe to InformedTouristA.I. Now on with the video. Alright, let's kick things off with the big one, the ultimate thanks, but no thanks to American tourists, North Korea. This is not just a casual suggestion, it's a serious warning. North Korea is one of the most isolated and secretive countries in the world, and it's not exactly rolling out the red carpet for visitors, especially those from the United States. Seriously, this isn't a joke. If you're American and planning to visit, well, don't. The country is known for its strict regulations and harsh penalties for even the smallest infractions. Imagine a place where stepping out of line could mean a one-way ticket to a labor camp. No, seriously, it's actually illegal. The US government literally bans its citizens from going. This isn't just a travel advisory, it's a full-on prohibition. The ban was put in place for a reason, and it's not something to be taken lightly. Think about that for a second. The US government, which usually can't agree on what day it is, actually drew a line in the sand on this one. When both sides of the aisle come together to say, nope, not happening, you know it's serious. This is a rare moment of unity in a deeply divided political landscape. They're basically saying, look, we can't even protect you there, so just don't. The risks are too high, and the consequences too severe. It's not just about getting into trouble, it's about the very real possibility that you might not come back. And if you're thinking, oh come on, it can't be that bad, let me tell you, it can. North Korea is a place where propaganda is a way of life, and the government controls every aspect of society. From the moment you step foot in the country, you're under constant surveillance. North Korea is like a time capsule from the Cold War, except it never ended. The country is stuck in a bygone era, with its citizens living under a regime that demands absolute loyalty. The cult of personality surrounding its leaders is unlike anything you've ever seen. It's a dictatorship with a capital D, where everything is controlled, from the news you watch to the clothes you wear. The government dictates every aspect of life, and deviation from the norm is not tolerated. Imagine living in a place where your every move is monitored and judged. And if you somehow ignore that and sneak in, congratulations, you've won a free stay at a North Korean prison. These are not your average jails. They are brutal places where human rights are a distant memory. The stories that come out of these prisons are harrowing, to say the least. Trust me, it's not the kind of all-inclusive resort you want to be bragging about on Instagram. While it might seem like an adventure, the reality is far from glamorous. The risks far outweigh any potential bragging rights. So yeah, North Korea, beautiful scenery, fascinating history, but unless you're looking to become an involuntary guest of the state, I'd say scratch it off your bucket list. The country has a rich cultural heritage and stunning landscapes, but the political climate makes it a no-go zone for now. For now anyway. Who knows, maybe one day things will change, but until then, stick to watching documentaries. There are plenty of ways to learn about North Korea without putting yourself in harm's way. Stay informed, stay safe, and maybe one day the doors will open for a safer visit. Next up, we're heading to the Middle East, to a country with a rich history, stunning architecture, and a complicated relationship with the United States. That's right, we're talking about Iran. Now this one's tricky because technically you can visit, but should you? Probably not. Relations between the US and Iran have been rocky for decades, and let's just say that American tourists aren't exactly met with open arms. In fact, the US government strongly advises against it. They even have a whole travel advisory section dedicated to Iran, and it's not exactly filled with glowing reviews. Think about it this way. You know that awkward moment when you accidentally show up to a party you weren't invited to? Yeah, that's kind of what it's like being an American in Iran right now. You're not exactly banned, but you're definitely not on the guest list. And if you do go, well, just hope your trip doesn't turn into an unexpected extended stay, as in behind bars. The Iranian government has been known to detain foreigners, especially Americans, on vague charges like espionage or undermining national security. So, yeah, Iran. Beautiful country, fascinating culture, but maybe not the best place to visit right now if you're American. Unless you're really into geopolitical thrillers and have a good lawyer on speed dial, I'd say maybe wait until things thaw out a bit. Iran is a land of contrasts. Or perhaps, don't tread at all. Now let's head south to South America, to a country that is stunning. We're talking incredible nature, vibrant culture, and some of the world's most beautiful beaches. Venezuela is a land of contrasts, where the lush Amazon rainforest meets the pristine Caribbean coastline. The country is home to Angel Falls, the world's highest uninterrupted waterfall, and the Andes Mountains, which offer breathtaking views and adventurous hiking trails. I'm talking about Venezuela. So why the cold shoulder? Despite its natural beauty and cultural richness, Venezuela has become a challenging destination for many, especially Americans. Well, due to political tensions and a deep economic crisis, Americans are often seen as, let's just say, less than welcome. The country has been grappling with hyperinflation, food and medicine shortages, and widespread poverty. These issues have led to mass protests and civil unrest, making it a volatile environment for visitors. It's like this: imagine going to a friend's house, but they're in the middle of a massive family drama. The atmosphere is tense and you can feel the stress in the air, like everyone's yelling, things are getting thrown, and emotions are running high. You can sense the underlying issues that have been simmering for a long time, and you're just standing there awkwardly holding a casserole. You feel out of place, unsure of what to do or say. That's kind of what it's like for Americans in Venezuela right now. The political and economic instability creates an environment where foreigners, particularly Americans, may feel unwelcome and unsafe. The political situation is complicated, with a government that has been accused of corruption and human rights abuses. The leadership is often at odds with the United States, leading to strained diplomatic relations, to say the least. And the economic crisis? It's one of the worst in the world, with the local currency, the bolivar, losing its value at an alarming rate. Let's just say that your US dollars won't get you very far. The exchange rate is highly unfavorable, and finding basic necessities can be a challenge. In fact, you might even become a target for crime, as the economic desperation has led to an increase in theft, robbery, and other criminal activities. As desperate times call for desperate measures, people are struggling to survive, and this desperation can lead to dangerous situations for visitors. Also, safety? Yeah, not great. The crime rate is high, and law enforcement is often unable to maintain order. Kidnappings, crime, and, oh yeah, the risk of being caught in the crossfire of political violence are real concerns. A government that isn't exactly in love with the US. The anti-American sentiment is palpable, and it can make for a hostile environment. It's like a recipe for disaster, with all the ingredients for a highly volatile situation, seasoned with a dash of international intrigue. The complex political landscape adds another layer of uncertainty. So unless you enjoy high-stakes adventure, where every day feels like navigating a minefield, with a side of international tension, where diplomatic relations are strained and every move is scrutinized, you might want to sit this one out. Venezuela, despite its natural beauty and cultural wealth, is currently a challenging and potentially dangerous destination for American travelers. France, the land of croissants, romance, and a certain disdain for Americans. Now, before anyone panics, no, France doesn't ban Americans. But if you've ever been there, you know, sometimes it feels like they wish they could. Let's be honest, Americans have a reputation for being, let's say, a little extra. Loud talking, over-the-top enthusiasm, and our love for ranch dressing. Yeah, not exactly winning over Parisians. We're like the overly excited puppy at a dog park, while the French are the sophisticated cats judging us from a distance. But here's the good news: if you at least try to speak French, even if it's terrible, they'll tolerate you. Maybe. It's like a magic spell that instantly makes you slightly less annoying in their eyes. So before you book that flight to Paris, brush up on your French. Learn how to say bonjour, merci, and un verre de vin rouge, s'il vous plaît. Trust me, a little effort goes a long way in France. And last but not least, we're heading east to the largest country in the world, Russia. Now, Russia has always had a complicated relationship with the US, but lately things have been frostier than a Siberian winter. Due to recent political tensions and sanctions, Americans might not receive the warmest welcome in Russia. The US government advises against travel to Russia, and if you do go, be prepared for a lot of scrutiny, and possibly some unfriendly encounters. It's like this: imagine going to a family reunion, but your distant cousins are mad at you because you accidentally spilled grape juice on their grandma's antique rug 20 years ago. That's kind of the vibe right now between the US and Russia. So unless you have a very compelling reason to visit, it might be best to explore other destinations. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching InformedTouristA.I. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It's free and helps support the channel. It gives me something to look forward to. Now check out one of these videos if you want to learn more as an informed tourist. So what do you think? Have you ever traveled somewhere and felt not so welcome? Drop your story in the comments, I'd love to hear it. And while you're at it, let me know what travel topic you want me to cover next. Peace out.